Hello everybody, welcome back. Rookie MX-5 race to finish out week 4 here from Summit Point Raceway. We are on the Summit Point layout. Qualified 4th, one spot behind where I was supposed to be. Thought I felt halfway decent about my pace in the practice that I was doing. It was just a couple tenths off where I wanted to be for my goal that I set every week, but wasn't terrible and felt fairly comfortable with the car. And there's a lot of guys in here that put some really good lap times in compared to what I thought they would be given the strength of field. So I'm just going to try to take it easy through this race, do the best that I can, avoid all the trouble, and just hope to walk away with something positive. Not the best start. You can see the 2's getting by me on the right-hand side, the 4 also taking a look to the right-hand side. So going to make turn 1 a little more treacherous as everybody's going to file in and then slow down hard. So I'm just going to stay to the left, kind of work my way through it. If I give up a bunch of spots, that's fine. Just bumped with the 4 slightly. I've probably given up 2 spots, potentially 3 here to the 4. So we're going to let him go. The 7 got by, excuse me. The 4 we're still ahead of, so I think it's 2 spots. Start, no big deal. As always, don't worry too much about the start. I expect a lot of problems to happen. And if I happen to catch one of those races where problems don't happen and I fall back, well then, that's great. But I'll start to get single file passing. Can be pretty tough here. Not a ton of opportunities here at some point to make passes. It's a fun track to drive the car on, but not one to make passes. 7 goes flying in front. I had the 2 go off the track. We also get by the 6. So, as I said, opportunities for people to make mistakes, take advantage of good spots. So, the 1 and the 11 and the 10 were your front row starters. Well, 1 qualified on the bullpen was 3rd. They're now 1st and 2nd. We're up to 3rd.
Well done, Jake. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. P3.
I think we almost got murdered when the 7 came back across the track. I overdrive turn 1 really bad. Looks like the 1 ended up off the track. No. 6 maybe? I don't know. Somebody on the wide there. I don't know if I'm going to have anything for the 11 and the 10. But just going to keep on it, watch these 2 to see if they make contact. I'll try not to lean on the car too much in case tire saving is a thing as I overdrive that corner. Lucky enough to save it, lucky enough that the 4 stayed off of me. Clearly I just need to work on minimize the mistakes. Just, yeah, overdrove it, came in too hot. Gonna mention that I finally felt comfortable with the balance a little bit this week, as long as I didn't massively overstep it, and I massively overstepped it there and did that. And I missed turn 10 as well. Gives the 1 opportunity to get to my right-hand side, take the spot away, so go back from 3rd to 5th.
Stunner on 22.15.
Good deal.
P5. That was at 124.64.
Still got 8 laps to go, so
off the pace.
Plenty of time to try to make up spots. Just gotta stay smooth, clean. A good battle developing here between the 4-1, myself, and the 2. I'm laying back, taking it easy. The 1 looks like he's fallen off the 4 a little bit. I don't know if he's trying to tire save at all. I don't know if that's going to cause pressure from the 2 behind, as I really screwed up that entry again. Didn't spin it, but gave the inside line to the 2. I don't know if I bounced into him or if he bounced off of me. Either way, he lifts, sends him back. I climbed the curb too much there. So the 4 and the 1 have pulled away. Guessing those guys with the line they're taking are able to run that corner wide open, whereas I'm still kind of lifting a little bit to get it to rotate. Catch a bit of the curb too much. It's wide ones. Little Wiggly 2 gets a better run out of 10 down the front stretch.
The leader
10 is
just done
probably the
121,
most important corner
6-2.
of the
The
lap.
guy ahead's last lap
It
time
sets you
is
up for such a long run down the front stretch, and you carry all that momentum. Trying to stay off the 2. He's on my right side, but I don't think he really cared where I was at, so just trying to stay wide enough to not make contact. Yep, mistakes are killing me in this race. 2 big ones have cost me about 3 spots. But still plenty of time. We're still gonna have 6 laps to go once we cross the line. This next time by. Feeling like I've got enough pace to stay ahead of cars behind. This might be a spot that I kind of just settle in for now. Start to feel it out. Try to grab a draft off of the 2 here as we go down the front stretch. Please just tighten up. Try to break it. See who plays chicken in terms of the entry.
121.93.
Turn 1. Get into his back bumper just a little bit. Doesn't look like any harm or foul though. It was square, so it didn't upset him at all. Apexed way too early there. I feel like I'm able to tack this section differently with the way the balance is different compared to before the updates when the MX-5 drove differently. I feel like it makes it a little bit more lively through there, a little bit easier to run, a little bit more aggressive. Apex too early there on 10 as well. Best I can do is just hope to kind of hang with the 2. We're back a good bit from the 4 and the 1.
Okay, Jake, keep piling on the pressure.
Also looks like they're starting to catch up to the 10 and the 11, so we could easily go from 6th up somewhere, or we could fall back because the 12 and the 6 are hanging somewhat close as well. It's actually been a really good race. Got the 4 and the 1 battling side by side. I'm going to back off and see how this shakes out. The 2 tries to take advantage, get into the right side. He's going to be just ahead of the 1 going into the hairpin. They're going to be side by side, sends the 2 a little wide. More contact between these 2. 12 is going to see an opportunity to try to get to my inside. 2 takes the spot away from the 1. I just was not aggressive enough to try to get past the 1. I'm sitting waiting to see if one of them were actually going to spin. And underdrove 10 a little bit, so he's pulling away from the 12, but it allowed the 2 and the 1 to pull away from me. You see the 2 trying to break the draft, same thing he did to me. 1's going to take the run to the left side as they go into 1. I'm going to back early watching these 2 with their contact. 2 sends the 1 wide. Trying to get by the 1 before we get into next corner.
What the fuck are you doing?
2's not happy with the 1 on the chat. 12's also now trying to get to the left side of the 1. He backs out. Pull away from the 1, so at least into 5th at the moment. And the leaders have pulled away. It's still a 2-car battle for the lead, it looks like. Overdrive the corner, but able to save it a little bit.
Don't let this guy distract you.
This is also allowed the 4 to pull away from the 2. He's got about a second advantage over the 2. I'm about a half second back. Way overdrove. 10 also downshifted at the wrong time. Let's see if the 1 can get enough of a draft. 2 looks like he's trying to follow the 4 now more so than break the draft from me. 3 laps to go.
0.33 off the pace.
And the 1 overdrives it. Squares into me, gives me a 4X. I apparently was checking up too much for him. He apologizes, but obviously frustrating to get the incident point when I didn't really do anything wrong, but that safety rating also allows the 2 and 4 to pull away. So we might be headed for a 5th place finish. Still could not nail that apex yet. Corners definitely cost me a bunch of time. One away from the 1. Trying to catch back up to the 2. He's able to do that. 11 looks like he's got by the 10. Fallen off a little bit because we've actually picked up about a second on them. The 11 did not get by the 10. He was on pit road, so there's a free spot. This puts us into 4th now.
P4.
Shouldn't have to worry about the 1 overshooting 1 this time. Drove that a little bit, trying to keep it on the track. Tighten up to both the 2 and the 4. Finally, felt like I apexed that a little bit better. Again, kind of in a section of the track that it's pretty tough to pass unless somebody makes a mistake or goes off track. Just trying to maintain the gap. I was a little bit slower that time compared to the 2. So I was trying to hunt down the 1 behind. We're going to get the white flag this time as we cross the line. A bit of a better run out of 10. 2 comes back onto the track after being left sides off into the grass. Everybody's tightening up. Let's see how this is going to shake out. Alright. Turned in a little too early there. Got the left corner of the 2. These both times when I've made contact with somebody, it didn't result in incident points. It's probably my only opportunity to get by the 2 as well.
Keep searching.
So he does that. I couldn't do much there. I don't know what I was supposed to do. I probably should have just jumped on the brakes, gone to the right. Here comes the 12 flying in all his glory. Good for him, so we net no change in position. As I overdrive the corner and somehow saved it. So the 12 stands to be the biggest benefactor out of that entire exchange. I don't know, I just froze up and jumped on the brakes when I should have dove to the right side and gone behind the 2, but fortunately screwed that up. Gives me another 4x. I'm gonna get the run on the 12. Be a drag race. He's gonna block. Got to the other side. He's gonna block me all the way, and unfortunately, we finished 4th. Tried to do what I could with him.
P4. That's it. We're done.
The guys looking to launch themselves. I don't know. I'll take 4th.
Guys. It's beautiful race like this.
It's close to where I wanted to be. I mean, we finished where we started. Obviously, not the best in terms of stuff. We'll look at it. Get the overlay off so I can take a look at everything. Went 95, 97, 96, 97. Left side's a little bit war worn, a little bit hotter. However, not the worst deal given that most of your hard corners or your high-speed corners are right-handers, kind of similar to how Lime Rock was, so it's going to load up those left sides a little bit. Maybe slid it a little bit too much given that the right rear is a little bit warmer than the right front, but overall, not horrible tire wear for me. Somewhat down, so I'm decently happy with that. Let's take a look at... I'll take a look at the deal. One, which I think is going to be next lap. If I remember correctly, if I don't do something. Got by the one. Yeah, so coming into one, let's just see how far back you can see. I mean, he's not even in the frame at this point, so he's a good 6 car lengths back. And you're gonna watch him come flying it. Yeah, he just, like, I don't think he was making that corner to begin with, and probably had the brakes locked up. So the car's just, you know, skating at that point. Let's see where he starts his braking mark at. I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't on the brakes that hard. He just squared right into my back bumper. So yeah, nothing I could do about that one. When you come that far back, again, let's look at how far back he was. When he starts braking about the 3.5 mark. I mean, I was braking like at the 3 mark, roughly. And when I was on my own, I was trying to do like 2.5, somewhere halfway between the 3 and the 2. And just work the brakes as close as I could to lock up point without being on him. He's, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 car lengths back, and then just comes flying in. Looked like he almost released off a little bit, like he thought he was going to be able to come in, and then realized that that wasn't the right move and had to jump back on him. So I think it was probably an honest mistake, not like an intentional bomb to try to pump me off the track. Thankfully, I at least survived that one. But yeah, obviously, that sucked a little bit to get a 4X out of that. And then we will fast forward to lap 9, well, actually 10. Watch this with the 2. Like I said, he had been braking the draft. Outbrakes me. I was kind of trying to brake a little bit earlier and cut inside of him. Got a little bit of his bumper. Let's see. Look at that again. So I released. Yeah, I just came in. Thought I was going to be a little bit further behind him. Tried to apex a little bit earlier, which was not the right move. Should have turned it a little bit later, and also should have stayed on the brakes a little bit more. Thought he was going a little bit quicker. So that one's, again, my mistake, kind of similar to what the one did to me, just obviously didn't result in a 4X. And we're going to watch him get off track up in this corner, and this is where the fun starts. So he catches the grass, it gets him loose. This corner actually feels a lot, I think it feels a lot more narrow than it actually is. You don't really have, so like I had already kind of committed to the line. I probably should have apexed, a little bit more out here and been able to carry a little momentum in general. So off it, and now starting to get on the brakes, my car's already kind of rotating. Like, I don't think I could have gotten it slowed down enough to get out here. Probably should have dropped it. Let's see if I had already dropped it into, yeah, not into third. I probably should have tried to drop it into second a little bit faster. Just too late to react to that, but I don't know. I see him clip it, and it's so split second as soon as he does this that I probably should have tried to bail on the corner, gotten back on the brakes, and just tried to get out here and run the outside line or the right side line through the corner, and hope that he was just going to shoot across the track that way. And you can see he starts trying to counter steer it. So he's not really going to be going that way too much. He's kind of heading in this direction now. So had I done that, probably would have gotten across the track and been in front of him and put me in third. But unfortunately, as soon as I committed to this, I at this point, I've got nowhere to go. I'm trying to do what I can to stay off him. I had absolutely nowhere to go. And then he ends up snapping across. I thought he was going to stay that way. I didn't think he was actually going to snap it back to the other side. So I was just trying to full throttle to get out of there. And that's when he came flying across, so I had to lift and try to get behind him. Which then, when we watch this, is what allowed the one to get in the back of me. I feel bad. He's going to have this view. I'm not really 100% sure where he was going, though, because the thing is, like, I had to cut to the left to avoid the back end of the two, but it's not like I really changed the line. Like, I think he came in driving the corner normally, thinking that we were all going to be clear, and then, again, had to bail and got right into my back end. Then here comes the 12. 12's got a massive head of steam. He's going to try to take advantage of it. Jumps to the right-hand side, takes it. Almost overdrove the corner. And then let's watch the drag race down the front stretch. When I apexed way too early and was lucky enough to even have the run that I did. I was just trying to get where I could. Cut across his back bumper. I guess he didn't really throw massive blocks, but obviously he wants to finish third, so good on him for being able to do that. Let's jump back and look at the start. The start was no, second lap. I lied. The second lap was pretty crazy. So no, I lied. Not second lap. It was the start. Because this was fun. So get going. Got everybody who picks on him. You know, better start 7, makes it 3 wide. Trying to stay out. Might have been netcode there. Thought I got 0x at some point out of there, but I guess I didn't. It's got the 4 to the right of me. Trying to fall in line behind the 7, stay in front of the 4. 7 likely gets him off track for that, but it doesn't upset the car and spin him. Then coming up here is where it's going to get fun, so. Just trying to follow everybody, tiptoeing through the cold tires till they got some heat and grip in them. 4 was driving more aggressive than I was, or faster than, I can't even say aggressive, just faster than I was. So he's putting pressure on the back, and then here's where it's going to get really fun. I don't even understand what happened, in all honesty. Like, this is so far up ahead. So you got the 10. Okay, so it's behind the 10. The 6 just, I don't know, maybe full throttled it, went a little too wide, just comes off the track. A brain fart. Not really sure what happened there. The 1 just, the 2 follows them. That's the same exact thing. They almost go off simultaneously. And then here comes the 7. So he's not quite as bad, but he still gets the left sides off the grass. Tries to turn it back on. It sends him across. So he cut in front of me. Or I shouldn't say cut in front of me, but came back onto the track in front of me. So we'll watch it from the cockpit in a minute, but good to see him cut across the track. And then here comes the 6 as well. So, I mean, the 6 doesn't really do anything wrong rejoin-wise. It just wasn't expecting to catch him quite that quick. So coming through the corner, you're going to watch the 7 go off the track. And then he comes flying across because he kind of hits the A-pillar on me, and it becomes almost like a little bit of a blind spot. Like, I could barely see the 7 or the 2, and I kind of got the 7. And then right there is where he rotates, and I just didn't quite see it enough. So I had to jump on the brakes to catch that to get by him, which was quick. And then here comes the 6. So again, the 6 was kind of in the same way that he's in that A-pillar blind spot for me. You know, not really doing anything wrong, just rejoin. And honestly, like, we're really not that close, so just had to cut there, which kind of threw off my normal entry into 10. And I just need to be better at adjusting to those. But yeah, that was a pretty fun last bit of that first lap. So not obviously the safety result that I'm looking for. I can't really be too unhappy with 4th. Um, I don't know. The whole deal with the two just need to read those recs better. Sometimes in rookies it can be really hard to guess what they're gonna do because what I think they should do, they don't always even know to do, let alone attempt to do. So I can read it one way and they can end up doing a completely different thing, or vice versa. Um, so I need to get a lot better at predicting that and reacting accordingly to it. I think that'll net me a lot more spots overall. It felt like a lot of things improved. Still overdrove some corners. Still really working on consistency and not cracking under pressure in this. And as I think I get more confident, get faster, I'll be able to execute better when there's cars around me. But I think overall, it's a step in the right direction. So plenty of moments, plenty of action, cars all around the whole time. Not like I ever got into a little bubble where I was on my own, in my own little world on the track. So definitely kept it exciting for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Love to hear all your feedback, your opinions, what you would have done. And until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.